wanted to share with you 7 of these paintings that I did. I did these very quickly, very fun and free, kind of like street art. I used stencils, some of my favorite stencils I used watercolor background, I used spray paint, and I love the very free marks in these. I'm going to do the underpainting for these. These are 8 by 10, very simple canvases. Here's a couple examples of a couple that I did. I personally like these just as they are. They can be done as a single canvas, or you can take them and add more to these, add some collage, add more markings, but they're pretty just as they are. So what I'm going to do is just show you how I did those. Since this is cotton, I'm using Sargent's Watercolor Magic, and this is a non-toxic liquid watercolor. So I'm going to be using that. I'm going to be using a catalyst to kind of move the paint around. I'm going to be using some paper towel to just dab into the paper. And I have, and I wish whoever told me about the Via paper towel would tell me again. I can't find the comment, but the regular paper towel has the pattern on it. And these Vias, I'm going to try these. They don't have a pattern. Supposedly they, you can put it down and pull paint up without it leaving the noticeable print that's in the paper towel. And then I'm going to probably be using, I have some high flow black in a jar I can use a brush with, and then pencil and charcoal, things like that, the normal things. So first thing I'm going to do, and if I were to use these to paint any other painting other than maybe these, I might coat these because it's a very rough texture. I might coat these with a acrylic paint as a base, or a gesso or something like that. But for this purpose, I want it to soak in. I want it to look rough. So I'm just going to do some of the same. This is a, almost looks like a cherry. It's a magenta. I'm going to do some yellow. I want to leave some of the background there. I'm mixing in the magenta first, and this catalyst is what I think makes a beautiful spread on the canvas. Pushes it in. Love that. Just do some twists of this. Let's see what the paper towel does. And bring it down. This is what happens when you have your studio in your home, which is fine, but my husband just walks up and down and in and out. This is, let's see, this is violet. do this with a little bit of the So for now, let me just do some water. I have a bucket of water. Like I said, I'll leave some of the canvas white. Okay. I like these better after it soaks in. Right now, I just feel like the look is maybe missing something. That kind of helps mute it down a little bit. Especially that one. I want to get some of the Okay, now let's do some blue in here. Maybe some blue down here. Blue up here, down here. And I'm just kind of eyeballing where I might want the blue. And that's a beautiful color, blue. So let's see.
Sure.
Alright, so let's see what spraying this is going to do. That one moved the paint a little bit. So let's just draw. We get a more of a charcoal piece. That maybe. I like the smudgy. All right, let's let these dry and just kind of see where we're at. All right, I want to add in some more solid lines. So let's see if I can Let that soak in. All right, so what I wanted to show you also is, you see, if you want to like bring in a little bit darker here, I have this cloth. It's the paper towel. It's the Bia one. I'm really loving this one. And I want to enhance this area here. So I just put some of the watercolor on the paper towel, and I'm just going to rub this out to bring it, to take some of that bleeding look. And here's another one. You can add as much watercolor as you want onto the canvas. Some of that I might want to leave, but so if you bring it down here, the charcoal really rubs, which is in itself very pretty. So let's bring, here's some of the lavender. Let's bring some more of this color in here. Another thing that really flattens it out, gives it a little bit more texture. So then let's go in part of it. Let's see what other color. Let's add some more of the magenta. I'm just using the same cloth, and it might mix a little bit. Getting my hands all covered, but that's okay. A little bit more of the magenta. Now this is just the watercolor. I haven't used any acrylic. Okay, so I'm bringing some more pencil back. The idea is layers, layers, layers. All right. So far, I'm liking that. Put that on, do some rub. Now, let's see. Maybe bring a little more yellow. Just adding some fun there. Right on my canvas. Okay. Let's play with this one a little bit. see, what other colors do I have here that I haven't used? I haven't really used orange. Kind of had some fun. And I haven't used, there's a red and black and green. Let me just do some more orange. Let's bring this one in. These are looking interesting. All right, so I like the interest in these. Very easy, probably already dry. So let's see. What else are we going to add? I'm going to bring in a little bit of the white, just in different places. It's thicker. There's no rhyme or reason for where this is going to go. Just let's see what this does. Put some there. I'm going to go in with a very thin, tiny brush into my black high flow and add some of my writing. I kind of like this one, maybe some splatters and just a little bit. You know, I like this kind of the way it is. So let's bring some of that blue back in there. Is this the blue? There. Okay. Then a little bit of the purple again. Let's see. I like that violet right in there. And I'm liking that the way it is, but I might just add that. It's all a preference thing. So let's let these dry and see where we're at. All right, so let's take this a step further. And as we look at these, I really like the way that the watercolor had soaked down in there. I like my markings. I like the very muted look. This is almost like kind of like street art. So what I'm going to do is I've got some of the water-based spray paint and some stencils. And I am going to just go through really quickly. You got to shake these up, so I'm going to shake a couple at a time. I'm just going to add some spray paint designs. This is actually backwards. I'm going to do that double. Put that over here. Big one. Some of this I'll rub out, and then, as most of you know, I take my can usually and I put it upside down and do a spray to try to get the air out. Just do some numbers. I always do them backwards. I'm going to work on this quickly. Try not to think. Okay, now let's do. I have this one kind of like a diamond-y looking. I think I'm going to put it right over top on that one. Okay, spray the air out. All right, so let's take a look at this. While this is drying, take a piece of the via paper and pull up some of that paint. And if there we go. So that kind of gives it another dimension, another layer. Now I'm going to go in again and add some more color. I actually have some color over on my palette over here. I have some pinks and some kind of oranges. And I'm just going to kind of dry it up. Let me put some water on that. You know, street art or mural art, maybe you might call it. It's just fun. Just adding fun colors. I'm going to do some yellow over there. Add some more orange and pink. I'm liking the way this is just brightening this up. I mean, this would be real fun on a really large painting, but I'm just doing this quickly on the smaller ones here to kind of give you an idea. Yeah, a little bit more to that one. Just quick ways that you can have some fun with your painting. I really am liking this one. I like them all. There's a lot of aspects about all of them that I like. So let this dry. I'll do some close-ups. But I hope this gives you an idea of some really fun, quick paintings. I think these would be fun given as a gift. Framed or unframed, very raw. You could even leave the edges raw to kind of show the rawness. I'm gonna let this dry, go through and sign my name, and I'll do some close-ups for you.